beginning today, it is like go time with Appalachian Trail prep.
Getting ready for the trail was hard. 6 months before, we were buying things, trying on gear, and doing various things to prepare ourselves.
Yeah, these are your shoes for a very long walk.
The last month before the trail especially sucked.
28 days left till we hit the trail.
We were packing and preparing for the trail, but on top of that, we were packing up our house to prepare for Airbnb.
Our bins are slowly dwindling away as we are putting stuff in them and putting the stuff in the basement.
We have books and maps, freeze-dried meals, beef jerky, and fuel, and summer sausage.
It was hard changing our house up for Airbnb, knowing that when we came back, it wouldn't be the home we'd been dreaming about for 6 months.
The house is empty.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We did it.
Yep.
All of this stuff needs to get in the van right now. Are you ready to go?
Yeah. Bye, house. See you in 6 months.
I think a lot of people going in to start the AT know at least a little bit about the trail culture and the hiker family feel. I did not. I thought it was just gonna be us going on a big long walk. I remember being excited about the thought of coming home and being different, stronger than before. I remember not feeling like I had enough time to say goodbye to friends. It was hard answering the questions. Why are you guys doing this? People love that question. I think I was excited too. Excited for this long, big, hard thing that I had no idea as to what it was going to be like.
Just say it again.
I said I've literally walked for 5 minutes and I feel like I'm gonna fall down and then I'm gonna have to walk for 6 months with this dumb backpack on my back.
So we're gonna get my mom to take a picture of our whole family.
Where do you push?
We're the Crawford family.
I'm Dove and I'm 16.
I'm Rainier and I'm 2.
My name is 7 and I'm 13.
I'm Eden and I'm 15.
I'm Filia and I'm 7.
I'm Memory and I'm 11.
And I'm Ben.
And I'm Cammie.
And we've been wanting to hike the Appalachian Trail as a family for 16 years. And this was our last chance before our oldest turns 18. I hope they didn't mind that we just borrowed those whole cart things overnight. Hello. You ready to eat?
You have a key then.
You want to say where we're eating tonight?
We're eating to the Brazilian steakhouse tonight.
That's right. The Appalachian Trail is about 2,200 miles. It starts at Springer Mountain in Georgia and ends at Mount Katahdin in Maine. It's the longest hiking trail in the world. Check out this forecast for tomorrow. 100% chance of rain. Why not stay in the hotel room one more night? But we decided to start tomorrow.
The next day, we drove out to the trailhead.
We are ready to go. Springer Mountain is 1 mile that way.
When we first started the trail, I remember it only being chilly. But then it started to rain and it only got colder.
Okay, we made it to the top. It's been a bit of a disaster. We can't find the baby's rain pants.
I spent so much time preparing for this trip, and it felt so stupid and frustrating to lose the baby's rain pants within the first hour.
We took a stupid picture, got to the bottom, hopped in the car, and cranked up the heat and ate lunch.
Okay, that was so miserable. We are trying to regroup in the van and just have some lunch and dry off a tiny bit, but it seems like it stopped raining.
It was so hard to get out of the van and heart-wrenching to say goodbye to Ben's parents.
Bye!
When we got out of the car, it had stopped raining, but it was still cold. We said goodbye to Hamini and Papa, which was really sad, and started hiking.
We did 7 miles that day. Got to camp at around 7:30 p.m. At home, a 6-mile run would have taken us about an hour and a half.
That first day was so cold. What have we gotten ourselves into?
It is the morning of day 3.
Yep.
It was so cold last night. We are saying goodbye to the campsite we stayed at last night. We heard there's breakfast up here. I don't know if it's true. We're crossing our fingers.
There's eggs, sausage, and soda.
Are you kidding me?
Hi, my name is MacGyver. I was a 2015 thru-hiker. And my first 2 weeks was really disheartening. And day 3 is just a hard time for hikers in general. And on this spot, actually just over there, there was a guy named Fresh Grounds who set up and did a big trail magic thing. And
Day 4, we were hiking up Blood Mountain.
This is the top. It's all downhill from here. This is the first place we've been where you can spend money. Getting a picture.
We came to the bottom and stayed at a cabin. It was the first place we had stayed at on the trail.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Oh.
Everyone's kind of eating over here. We got a little party, got a little fire. All our clothes are drying out there.
Filia, back up, please.
House.
He's saying that we have a house.
From that first day, I still can't even wrap my mind around what happened. That was so jarring. I have 4 blisters. How many do you have?
4.
We have a few rashes on people's backs. Sunburns. Besides that though, I feel like we're doing pretty good.
We took our first 0 day there because everyone got sick.
So like, I knew this is gonna be hard, but I never really thought about like 4 kids and a wife barfing simultaneously hard. So we managed to do some dishes, but no one even wanted to eat breakfast, so it's just sitting over there. All these blankets were just covered in barf. So these garbage cans were all just full. There was like towels stacked on the ground. You know, you can't even walk because there's just backpacks everywhere. This day is a high of 36 and a low of 21. Hey, what are you doing over there?
Our first 0 day, my mom and dad gathered us all in the common room of the cabin and told us that if we tried and did our best to finish, we would try and make it to Washington, maybe even Lakeside. That lit a freaking fire in my heart. We started out the next day. It was raining, but I was pumped. The pressure was on.
In the wet, he gets super cold. So we had to like pull his pants down and tie him off.
Chicken and dumplings, yum.
And we're having chicken teriyaki with rice.
Chicken teriyaki with rice.
We are in the tent. It's not even 6 p.m. yet. This is my pillow. It's a diaper pack. It's not as comfortable as you'd think. They're kind of compact.
All he wants is num-nums. He wants food. Dub's gonna bring us food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, not yet.
You can see there's like these ice crystals, like the whole back of my backpack is just like frozen. I guess that'll melt off onto my back. We have a ride picking us up at 11:30 in 3.5 miles. And we have to make this because it's the guy that's taking us to our hotel. We are more than an hour ahead of schedule, and we never caught up to Cammy and the smaller kids. Oh, there they are. Good job, guys. Are you John? All right, I'm Ben. Yes. Nice to meet you, Ben. Thank you for coming.
Our next day was Hiawassee, Georgia. It was our first hotel, and we took 3 0 days there because of the weather. There was a pool and a hot tub.
The first town we stayed in felt like our savior. It was so hard for me to see Rainier in the cold.
I got it. How are you? Crying?
Yeah, nice meeting you. Thank you. All right, bye.
A couple of weeks in, and the vlog started coming out. There was a lot of support, and there was a lot of hate.
This means we have officially hiked 78 miles from the beginning and 9 miles today. Pretty exciting that we're crossing state lines. Rainier is really excited about North Carolina.
A lot of people thought we couldn't do it, were stupid for trying, and didn't know what we were doing. I felt at times that it would make so many people happy to hear we quit. That made me not want to quit.
Good morning. It is 10:30. It really is cold today. Maybe you get sick of hearing us say that, but here's my water bottle. It's just like a block of ice right now, which is kind of stupid because it's freezing my chest. I have to carry it because I can't empty it, and I can't drink it. Oh, what do you see? N? Another N. A? Another N?
In order to get to Seattle, this camp that the kids really want to go to, it's a camp Ben and I grew up going. We actually met there. Anyways, they really want to go there. In order to go there, we would need to be done by August 7th. And in order to be done by August 7th, we would have to average about 14.2 miles a day. And that's every day. That's including 0 days. So if we want 0 days, we'd have to do even more mileage to make up for it.
14.2 miles. It seemed impossible. There were some really dark moments for Ben and I at the end of that first month. It made us really wonder if this was all worth it. People were threatening to call CPS, which happened. Entire websites were dedicated to hating on us. But we decided to keep walking. And I'm glad we did.
Day 19, it was finally starting to warm up.
All right, we're walking across Fontana Dam right now.
The Smokies.
Okay, this is the hardest, highest, wettest, coldest part.
And it got colder and colder.
2 days into the Smokies, it ice rained, getting our socks and shoes completely soaked.
We just got poured on for like an hour. We're like soaked. Well, we didn't make it to the shelter that we were planning on because it is really cold and we're really tired, and I think the other shelter was just as full, if not fuller than this one, so these people were kind enough to make room for us. Dove is working on some food. Is it pad thai? To pad thai and to what?
Like a lot of water in it.
Ooh, please tell me beef stroganoff.
And we were all able to stay in the shelter. The next morning, our shoes and socks were frozen solid.
These are our socks that were drying overnight. They're just like frozen. I can't open up my shoes or even like bend them.
Took me 5 minutes to get my foot in my shoe.
We looked out of the shelter and there was snow. A lot of snow.
Looks like we got 2 inches of snow out there.
We needed to go because we were supposed to meet Hominy and Papa at Newfound Gap, 13 miles away. So we took our frozen socks and shoes and started hiking. I led the way.
That experience in the shelter last night, we were just supposed to spend 10 minutes there. People started offering to scoot over and smash together. Guys were offering to go and pitch tents out in the snow, and there's supposed to be a blizzard, which there is right now. People were offering to sleep in the mud and the dirt. And everyone banded together to help our family. You know, this stuff is like life or death feeling for small kids. So when people are offering to help my kids, I was just like sitting in the sleeping bag like crying last night because I couldn't believe how helpful and loving everyone was to us. To our first break point. This is the shelter we were supposed to stay at last night, so it's 2 miles. The people there hooked us up with some chocolate and some water, which was really kind of them.
I couldn't really see the trail, much less the trail blazes, because everything was white. I was surprised we didn't get lost and die. I couldn't really move my fingers. I felt really bad for Filia.
1, 2, 3. We are at the highest point of the Appalachian Trail!
For lunch, we each ate 7 Ritz crackers and then kept going. We didn't want to stop for breaks. We were moving fast, but not fast enough to make the time we had set with my grandparents. So my dad sent me ahead to get there sooner. I arrived at a windy, snowy parking lot, Newfound Gap. It was still snowing. There was a few cars in the parking lot. We heard the roads were closed, but I went and checked the cars anyways. Hominy and Papa weren't there. But there were heated bathrooms.
We are sleeping in a bathroom! Woo! We're trying to make the best of it. It was a huge bummer because we came down to the road where we're gonna get picked up by Ben's parents, and the road is closed because of the weather. So the good side of that is that there's this semi-heated bathroom that we're like camping out in tonight. Hopefully just one night. We're having kind of a hodgepodge of food of whatever we had left.
Good thing I don't even have to get out of bed. I have 7 stalls to choose from.
I'm heading out to check on the road. This wasn't here last night. Oh, I can't even breathe. Ah! The road is open officially. Yay, out!
And Hominy and Papa came to pick us up and bring us to Gatlinburg.
It's called Smoky Mountains.
Look, that's where we're heading.
We stayed in another Holiday Inn hotel and took a 0-day there with Hominy and Papa. Man, it was hard to leave.
I know. Okay, we're gonna go. All right, bye. Man, it's really hard to say goodbye. Okay, today was a tough day, a little bit discouraging. It was like just gray and wet the entire day. You warming up by the fire? We are just leaving behind us now. Great Smoky Mountain National Park.
We hiked for another week in the cold and took a break at our first hostel, Standing Bear.
We're not gonna stay there, but I think it's only 0.1 miles that way, even though we gotta go that way. We're hoping that we can dump our trash and maybe there'll be something good to eat up there.
Yeah, we got everything. It's like a little mini Walmart in here.
We met these guys who gave us some of their pizza. One of the guys was named Hops.
At the very beginning, I can remember being in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, where the canal, C&O Canal, meets the Appalachian Trail. And my scoutmaster told all of us Boy Scouts, me and my buddies, that if you look that way, you can go all the way to Maine, to the north. If you turn this way, you can go south all the way to Georgia. At that instant, I just knew I wanted to do it all.
How old were you?
I was 11 years old. It was just a matter of figuring out when.
All right, are we saying bye-bye? We got pizza in our hand, powdered sugar on our nose. All right, we found this store here that will allow us to weigh our packs. Yours is 17 pounds. Tammy's pack. Feel this up. Come on. 33 pounds. Here is Seven's. 28 pounds. Okay, here's Dove's pack. 27 pounds. All right, ready, Filia? Let's weigh your pack. You wanna lift it up here? 12 pounds for yours. 30, 42,
42,
43,
44.
After the chili fries.
Whoa.
44. We made it! 300 miles!
The first house we stayed at was John and Nicole's, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I found you by your birth video.
It had all our favorite foods. We took a 0-day there.
Total, we did 318.2 miles. That is an average of 10.3 miles a day.
After that, our friends Eric and Julia and their kids came out to hike with us for a few days in April.
Here is the rest of the crew. You can see we're quite the line here.
It was really neat to share what we've been going through with someone else.
There they go. Man, seeing them drive away makes me want to cry.
I know. There's a bunch of dirt in my water. Kuna Matata.
We have 2.5 miles and I'm really excited to sleep because I'm really tired and we have been hiking a lot.
What is that? That's the dam? Look at that. We're gonna walk across that. We finally have a trail name. Coming into people and they're like, oh, are you the family?
And we kept hearing that over and over again. The family. Are you the family? Are you the family? I think that might be your trail name. I'm like, oh.
So we decided to start calling ourselves the family. Okay, in hiker news, last night I drank this whole thing of water while sleeping. I don't know how. Also, we got Pop-Tarts for breakfast, but no one cares about that because the big news of the day is it is Cammy's 38th birthday.
The Tennessee-Virginia state line. I'm so done with Tennessee. Me too.
All right, Rainier, what do you see?
House!
You see houses? Look, right there. We made it.
We made it!
There's houses.
Houses!
We're in town.
In town.
As soon as we set foot in Damascus, we were met by Tanya and her daughter at a park. She brought burgers, fries, soda, and Starbucks vanilla lattes, candy for the kids, and cigars for me and Ben. She brought these amazing cupcakes for my birthday. We were so hungry and the food was so delicious. After that, we walked a block to Mike and Claudia's house. They sent us a letter before we started the trail saying that they will host us in their house. Their house was very nice, with snacks, drinks, and clean clothes waiting for us. That night, Ben surprised me with a huge red velvet cake.
Okay, look at that. No, you can't tell Mama. Shh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is the biggest cake ever. We ended up packing out 10 pounds of it with us and ate it over the next couple days.
Try our rotisserie chicken. I will, thank you.
When we left Damascus, we got Subway sandwiches to go and walked right past the place we were supposed to stop for lunch, up this dusty hot hill. That sucked. But the sandwiches were really good and we ate leftover cupcakes for dessert.
Cammie, we got a little surprise for you. Let's see how these things did. Oh.
Dang, awesome. Even better, second time around.
My shoes were falling apart in Damascus, so I bought a new pair of shoes made by a company named Altra. They were light and flat and shaped like my foot.
Are you bringing these in?
I don't think there's room for you.
Oh my gosh. No.
Cammie, no. Hey, Cammie.
No.
Jealous? I was so in love with them that we made a video and sent it to Ultra, asking for some for the whole family. Ultra, we need you! Okay, check out this email I just got. We will send you some Ultra love. Oh, I got you a pair of Ultras, babes.
Oh my gosh, my feet are so happy right now.
We have 3.3 miles to go. I'm feeling pretty good. My feet really hurt.
We met so many encouraging people on the trail. One of these people was named Gnome. As we were hiking, he came up to us with tears in his eyes, saying,
I'm just blown away at what you guys are doing. I am so encouraged to see family pulling together. And I've really been looking forward to meeting you guys, and just want to, in the Jewish tradition, is lock arms and literally support each other. I love you guys.
On the trail, we met hundreds of other hikers, but having a family made it hard to get to know other people. But after 500 miles, we realized we were making new friends.
My name's Silver. I'm from Kennebunkport, Maine. I did 500 miles of the trail last year and swore I'd never do it again. And here I am, because I'm stupid.
The Degenerates were such a fun group for us to hang out with. I felt like they really cared about our kids.
I'm Culligan, doing the trail because it seemed like an adventure.
I'm not dead. I'm here doing the trail because she made me. I'm Mama Kish. I supposedly made her do this trail. I'm Fun Facts, and I'm out here because I've always wanted to do it.
I'm Nubs. I just didn't want to go to work for 6 months, so I'm here.
Are you glad that you made that choice?
Depends on the day.
One of the most famous parts on the trail, McAfee's Knob, caught on fire. So we turned around and walked back to the road.
So we know for sure there's like 9 miles of this trail that's totally closed. We can't go through.
Fire line. Do not cross. Oh! Starting at 311 for 19.8 miles. Back on the trail. We made it 2 months. We averaged 13.26. That takes us to 717.2 total miles. That does not look good.
I sent my mother the YouTube channel, you guys' YouTube channel.
Oh yeah?
She's all caught up. Says it's really cool what you're doing. You're filming me right now.
Yes. Can you say hi? Say hi to your mom.
Hi, Mom.
Way back in Damascus, Ben dropped something on the trail.
so he ran back to go get it. As he was running, he realized how fun it would be to take a break from the trail and run the Cincinnati Marathon back home, which we usually run every year. I thought it was a bad idea. But when he asked the kids, they all wanted to do it.
Yeah. Very much, yes.
Yeah, I really want to go.
Yeah. Wait, instead of this?
Yeah, just for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really do.
And running the marathon is something that so far we've done every year.
This is already 10 times better than the last time we met my parents.
Hey.
Who did you find? I told you we'd find him. Good job.
On May 5th, Ben's parents drove out 7 hours, picked us up in Virginia to take us home for a long weekend. It was so good to be home after 64 days on the trail.
That house over there, see that? That's our house. But the problem is there's people staying in it right now. It's rented out for the weekend. Okay, some of you guys remember, I got my Ultra shoes a while ago, and we made a video for them asking them to help us out, and they said they're gonna send us pairs for our entire family for free. So here they are. Whoa. Look at that. Wow. It's like a shoe store.
It was kind of weird coming back home, especially when there was people staying in our house.
2 days after we got home, we ran the marathon.
How you doing, Filia? You ready to go?
3, 2, 1.
The first 15 miles were no big deal. We had endurance. But after that, the muscles in my legs started hurting a lot.
My legs like hurt, but I'm not like tired at all. Like I feel like I could do this for the whole day.
Halfway!
And I didn't know this marathon was gonna be so much fun with all these snacks and stuff.
Filia, we're almost there. We're at mile 26! You did it!
Turns out you use different muscles for running than you do for hiking. But we didn't regret it. But I think everyone agreed afterward that running a marathon after hiking 700 miles was a bad idea.
We are back at my parents' house. We're taking another 0 tomorrow, and we'll see you guys back on the trail.
Today is Dev's 17th birthday, and it's gonna be kind of challenging to celebrate it out here on the trail. So I figured I'm gonna try and make her favorite breakfast. She's sleeping right there.
The morning of my birthday, I woke up in the tent and I heard my dad talking quietly to the camera. I figured maybe they packed out donuts for breakfast or something kind of special. But he had packed out 18 eggs, 2 packages of English muffins, and all the other ingredients for a hollandaise sauce, and made eggs Benedict.
Okay, we're supposed to be toasting these English muffins, but do you see a toaster around here? So we're gonna fry them instead. I am very happy with how these English muffins turned out. Look at them. All 18 of the eggs appeared to have survived the 25-mile hike to get here. Happy birthday, dear Dove. There's your eggs Benedict.
It was so good. I ate so much that when we started hiking at around 9 a.m., I felt kind of sick.
Appeared here where there was a pizza oven and fresh food and like 80 pounds of cow in a bowl and beer. I drank a lot of beer. My mother's not gonna say this, right? I drank a lot of beer.
So the the kids really want to get to this store all day. They've been blazing ahead, and then every time we catch up to them, they're like, oh, you're so slow. What have you been doing? We've been here for an hour. Hey, you want to actually go faster? Why don't you guys take turns carrying Rainier? And Dove was like, all right, I'll do it. So here we go. We're gonna trade packs. You think you're gonna be able to do it?
I've already thought about doing it, but I didn't know if I'd be allowed. But yeah, I think.
Oh, you're allowed. Rainier, what's gonna happen? Dove's carrying it? The 3 oldest kids all started carrying Rainier in 30-minute shifts. This was a huge game changer, and I started to enjoy hiking so much more. This is like carrying a giant cloud. And we all went faster as a group.
So we thought about it and we...
Look at this.
Does this mean we're halfway?
Almost. All right, I'm stepping over it. Going more than 1,000 miles. Oh. Last minute, we decided to spend the whole day in DC. I loved it there. We went to Starbucks and Cammy got to use a stroller. It felt like a true vacation from the trail.
Walking up mountains, I'll be thinking of you.
We will see you in a while.
I'll catch up to you guys, I will.
All right.
First thing I need to do is find out how many dinners I need to resupply for. I have macaroni and cheese, and then I have a bunch of ramen that we add mashed potatoes to. I think I will do either rice and beans and get some tortillas or some other sort of pasta. We're not allowed to get candy, but we have a bunch of cookie selections. We're almost tired of all of them. What the heck?
I already have a lot of snacks, so I don't need to get much. I like to get dried fruit because it doesn't go bad and it tastes really good. At first we started off with oatmeal. It didn't really work out because it just took too long to cook. Well, sometimes we try to do like cereal, but a lot of times the cereal is just like air basically. So it's not very that great. Get another bag of granola. I'm in charge of lunch. A lot of fruits and vegetables. I need one more dessert. Peanut butter and jelly down there. We got kind of sick of things with peanut butter, especially tortillas and peanut butter.
My favorite part of the trip was in Pennsylvania. I was walking behind my oldest Dove, and she was talking to Cammy and Eden. She was talking about her dream life. For an hour and a half, she described in great detail her house, the block she would live on, and the time she would visit her siblings. She spent 45 minutes describing the kitchen. All I could think about was what a gift it was to be able to hear my child's heart, and how I wouldn't have had time to do that back in the real world.
it's fun talking with him, at least right now, and singing with him. And I decided to carry him today because we have a deadline. We need to make it 9 miles by 1 o'clock.
They're gonna actually give us something. We don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Do you really want it?
Yeah. If Memory would please step forward, we'd like for her to be the recipient. This is for the entire family.
Oh my goodness! Look at that.
Please accept your very own conch shell. If you would like to join us, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow! We are currently crossing over the Shenandoah River. All right, group shot now. We have made it to the halfway point.
When we first started thinking about doing the trail, we thought that maybe we would just shoot for half of it. Yeah, there was no way we were stopping. It sucked, but we were too far in. People started doing things for us too, hosting us in their homes and bringing us meals and slack packing us.
I feel really good right now not having a pack, because I feel really lighter now.
It was really nice when we went to people's houses because it was really warm and we had real food.
The days started to get longer. While it used to be hard to hike 8-mile days, now 20-mile days were easy.
So it's been my dream to catch the Crawford family since I started on March 23rd. The AT's got a small video game. Each state is a different level with like big quest and side quest. And one of my main side quests was catch the Crawfords. And I finally achieved my goal yesterday and it was wonderful.
Level up.
Yeah. Got the sign here, hiker warning, you're about to enter the roller coaster. Built, have a great ride. Apparently it's just a bunch of ups and downs, which is like what we do anyways, so. Here we go! We just had a meeting discussing whether to push on to town, which would be a 23-mile day, our longest day yet.
Okay, today guys, we did 23.6 miles. Rainier and I are cleaning up the bowl. Is that yummies?
I feed myself, please.
You feed yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Pennsylvania was really rocky and hard.
What are you eating for breakfast? What do you have there? Oh, a little pizza roll? Yeah. Oh, yummy. We made it to New York! See all those little tiny buildings over there? That is so crazy.
I thought that all the trail was going to be the same. In reality, it was like a collection of different experiences. States, people, seasons, foods, and cities.
So they pulled out an encyclopedia.
It's to Mennonite internet.
up to hops on a glorious day in New York. We met up on a lake beachfront.
Who's that? Who's that?
And a lady drove all the way out to us to bring us New York pizza, sodas, and other snacks. It was so great to be able to share all that with hops.
Congratulations on 1,478.3 stinky miles without a level stretch of trail. But there's going to be level here pretty soon.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're making these stripes nice and white?
Oh baby, you're not going to get lost.
We watched this documentary like a couple months before we started the trail.
And the ticks are minuscule. I had this shirt on.
Yeah.
That was a shirt you're wearing?
I'm pretty sure.
I had a different bandana,
okay.
but yeah, not these pants. So these are my pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't know how to pronounce that. Someone told us at lunchtime, but we just call it "she got a Coke." She got a cherry Coke.
Or she gotta go.
No, look, C-O-K-E. She got a Coke.
She got a Coke.
It was so cool walking through 4 seasons. Eventually, the cold days were behind us and gave way to hot, muggy days of swimming in lakes and waterholes.
It's approximately 300 years old.
So this is the largest oak tree on the entire Appalachian Trail. We made it to Connecticut! We are just getting ready to go, but I am sitting here with Hudson, who lives here and owns this place.
If you guys are going to complete this trail, that to give it incentive, I would meet you at the summit of Katahdin.
How far of a drive would that be for you?
It's an 8-hour drive. Yeah.
And you'd meet us at the top just to motivate us.
Oh yeah.
We're saying goodbye. I told Hudson we're not holding him to his vow to meet us in Maine, but he said, hold me to it. We made it to Vermont!
Once we go to towns, I see all these people. They're on like nice clean clothes and like sandals and stuff. And it makes me really mad just to see them like, I want to do this, but I don't. We're 1,700 miles in.
We ran into so many interesting people on the trail. It was a pretty small community and news travels fast. 2 of the most interesting people we met were Pappy, the oldest man attempting to hike the trail, and Harvey, the fastest man to attempt the trail. He's even wearing his flying picture. Oh man, good meeting you. Good work. I just got a text from Amanda Bess, or Pee-wee, saying that Fresh Grounds, someone that you guys have not met, at least on our blog, is meeting us up for lunch.
Treasure right there. That was the best moment ever.
And then you guys recognize these cast of characters who we've been traveling with. We got Not Dead over here, Fun Facts, Call Again. Oh, do that again, sorry, I didn't catch that. Okay, there we go.
On the 4th of July, we hiked up this stupid mountain. We came to the campsite late and spent about 45 minutes looking for an open campsite on the top. Then we found a campsite next to some people we knew and ate top ramen.
Fellow YouTuber this year on the Appalachian Trail.
I felt kind of let down and alone on top of the mountain, but we set up camp and went even higher a little ways from the campsite with Fresh Ground and Pee-wee.
We're up here looking at the fireworks with Amanda and Fresh Ground.
Even though the day was long and disappointing, I really liked watching the fireworks from the top of the mountain and thinking about home.
So this says Katahdin, 469 miles.
Like at 5 a.m., it just started pouring, and we didn't have any of the rain flies or stuff set up for rain. So we're like running around, getting stuff waterproof, trying to And then it just like started pouring, and we were supposed to leave at 6 o'clock to meet my parents, but now it's 7:32 and we've just been in the tents. But now we're getting to the point where it's just like, we gotta go, otherwise we'll never leave. But it sucks because it's raining outside. I think we're just gonna get wet today. There's no avoiding that. So we're trying to pack up here.
Who's that? Who's that?
Crying.
This is what it looks like to get new shoes for a family of 8. We made it to New Hampshire! Whoa. You're who we've been hearing about all this time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Nice to meet you.
I love that you took a cigar in your mouth. That's awesome.
Oh, well, I got you cigars, but they're not good ones like you're used to.
Hey, you know what? Alright, these are just the toppings without even the eggs or cheese yet. He asks you how much you want to eat, and then he doesn't listen. He just gives you twice as much.
Happy birthday to you. For your birthday, you get to wake up at 5:30 and climb Musalaki.
Hi, this is Bill. I'm wishing Ben a very, very happy birthday. He's one of the most amazing people I know, and it's my pleasure in life to hike the Appalachian Trail with him.
Ben, I'd like to wish you a happy birthday on this special day. What are you, 39?
Happy birthday, Ben.
Happy birthday, Ben. Glad we ran into you again.
Crappiest poet.
Happy birthday. Hope it was a good one on trail.
Happy birthday, Ben. Another year older, clearly not wiser because you're hiking 2,200 miles with 6 children. Good job, bud. Good job.
My birthday was just friends and meat and pickles in a parking lot.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ben. Happy birthday to you.
But it was the best birthday I can remember. I also learned how to shotgun a beer.
What are you doing?
We can finally see the top right there.
The Whites was probably my least favorite part of the trail. Beautiful, but the terrain was very difficult. We met Jody Obe and Caitlin, who helped us a lot through the Whites.
And then when we met you last week, it seemed like I could actually help you guys out.
I am a former Appalachian Trail thru-hiker.
They knew the terrain well and helped us prepare for what was ahead. Caitlin even hiked with us for a few days.
It has been a rough couple days. Hiking from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and we only made it 16 miles, which seems like it should be a lot, but it's just hard out here with the kids and with the baby and slow going, and honestly it's like a little bit discouraging.
The hardest section of the trail for me was the Whites. The terrain, the weather, the stage we were in the trail, the stupid huts. I was also getting pretty weak because I hadn't been eating enough. Because of the terrain, we couldn't do as many miles, but it would still take us so long to get to camp. Sometimes past dark.
That's where we're going right there, Mount Washington. That's where we came from last night. That's where we stayed. And this is where we're heading. The Crawford Path.
Throughout the whole trail, I would go between feeling that we had it and that we would be able to finish in time before Lakeside, to almost panicking at how little miles we were doing and wanting to push harder.
Mount Washington Summit, 6,288 feet. Mount Katahdin, 332.4 miles.
But the pressure kept us motivated. When it would rain and people took 0 days, we kept going, relying heavily on the help people offered us.
We're finally going in the trees after 12 miles.
Numerous times the mileage felt like too much. We wondered if we were pushing the kids too hard. Everyone was losing so much weight. But day after day, people offered help. They invited us into their homes, brought us meals, and offered to slack pack us. We felt our spirits lift mile after mile. See you at the end of the day.
Hikers hike.
Hikers hike. All right.
Someone who watched our videos offered us a free night at Joe Dodge Lodge. Hops joined us. We decided to take a 0 day there, which was our first 0 in 54 days.
We made it to Maine! All right, and just like that, we're off to Maine. Hey, what do you got in your mouth?
Candy.
Are you sucking it?
Mm-hmm.
Because if we suck it, it lasts longer, huh? You're not biting it?
Mm-hmm.
Good job. Oh, there it is.
The bugs really got to me, but I would just remember that the cold was much worse and the bugs didn't seem that bad anymore.
We made it! 2,000 miles! All right, so we just finished. I think this is our 5th meal that we've eaten at the Fresh Ground Cafe. How long have you been on the trail feeding people?
This year, we're just past the 5-month mark. We're going on 6 months now.
Okay, so where did you start? How do you decide where to go, or what?
Gooch Gap is always the starting point. In the past, I've done this for 4 years. This is the 4th year, not in a row. I did 3 years, took 2 years off and hike. So this year we started at Gooch Gap, mile 16, and we just worked with the northbound hikers.
Down in Georgia?
In Georgia.
So you've been driving across 13 states?
Yep. Sure have.
I started watching you guys before I took out on my own journey, and I was like, there's no way this family is gonna hold it together and be able to do this trail. It's too challenging, it's too hard. And to see you guys here, you guys rock. Like, blowing me away right now that you're passing me up. Like, it's so awesome.
I seem to be developing some like flu-like symptoms. Like, my body is getting really chilled, and then everything's starting to ache, like my feet ache, my ankles ache.
My hardest moment was 2 weeks before we finished. One evening we were hiking and Ben started not feeling good. It was starting to get dark and we had to cross a thigh-deep river to get to our campsite. Once we got to the campsite, Ben was so sick that he just collapsed inside the tent. I didn't know what was wrong with him, and I thought we might be done, and I would need to somehow hike out and get a ride to a hotel. I thought this might be it for us. All this work, and we're done.
Okay, so that night totally sucked. Ben's still not feeling great.
It was a sad, scary, and depressing time for me, but Ben woke up the next morning feeling himself again, and we were able to keep on going.
1 week before Katahdin, my dad gathered us all around a picnic table. He told us that they had officially heard back from Baxter State Park saying that we could not bring Rainier to the top of Katahdin.
There's like Baxter State Park, We hike here, it ends at the top of Mount Katahdin, which is the highest point. We're not allowed to go to the top with Rainier. So we have to decide what we're gonna do as a family. You're not allowed.
I never thought too hard about it, and I guess I assumed they'd make an exception.
When we found out Rainier couldn't finish at the AT finish line, it was really disappointing and frustrating. But we pretty quickly decided that it wasn't an option to not finish together.
People were offering to watch Rainier while we summited, but in the end we decided that we were going to do as much of the trail as we could do together. Because the reason we set out to do the trail in the first place was to do something hard together, not to say we did the AT.
Rainier was allowed to go up to tree line, so we decided that's where we would finish. It wasn't until the last 2 weeks that we realized we were probably going to finish.
Miles we can do a day, 15.7. As long as we can do that many miles a day through the 100-mile wilderness, then we can take a 0 tomorrow here.
Our next day was at Shaw's Hostel, right before the 100-mile wilderness. We took a 0 day there because there was no pressure and we were only 100 miles from the finish line. We could do that in a week easy, and we had 9 days. As if it couldn't get any better, my dad told us that Fresh Ground was going to support us throughout almost the entire 100 miles, making breakfast and dinner and slack packing us in between.
Pancakes are ready, plates are right here. From the top of White Cap, you'll see Mount Katahdin for the first time. And they say that the view from the top of White Cap is the axe that breaks up the frozen seas within us. And the steely parts of your soul that have been hardened by the long and arduous miles will shatter. And you'll feel the tears rolling down your dirt-streaked face.
Like, what are you feeling right now?
I think we're going to have fun. I think it's meant to be a celebration the rest of the way through. That's why in my heart I feel at peace. I'm not worried about logistics. I'm not worried about anything new, because there's ain't nothing we ain't done before, right? You've hiked and I've fed. So now it's time to celebrate.
I didn't know how amazing it was that Fresh Ground was doing this for us until I was actually in it.
The last 100 miles was supposed to be the hardest mile on the trail because you have to carry 7 days worth of food on your back.
There are no places to obtain supplies or get help until Abel Bridge, 100 miles north. Do not attempt this section unless you have a minimum of 10 days supplies.
But because Fresh Ground cooked us every breakfast and every dinner and slack packed us, it was the easiest part of the trail. The degenerates got in on that trail magic. It made the last week of our trip so much fun.
It is time for Meet That Degenerate.
The last week was amazing. I remember almost wishing it was longer. We couldn't have asked for a better finish. Every night was a party, and every morning Fresh Ground was up early with a whole stack of delicious blueberry pancakes and brewing coffee. It felt like we had worked so hard to get to this point, and we could relax. Well, as much as you can while hiking. We had our mileage figured out, so we knew we would finish in time for Lakeside.
There's Mount Katahdin right there. Show you guys this. That's our sign that we're gonna take up to our end of our hike. W, where?
Right there.
Oh yeah, that's an M. Springer Mountain, Georgia.
What's O?
To Mount Katahdin, Maine. 2,190 miles. 161 days.
We woke up to our final day and it was raining. I wasn't looking forward to that.
I remember walking, thinking about how far we had come, and enjoying the last moments.
There's a guy named Fresh Ground.
It was just like... Another M! Hotel Rainier, we made it.
We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it!
We made it!
We made it! We made it! We made it, Rainier!
And I would think about saying that to him when we would arrive at Katahdin, and it would always make me tear up. And now it was time to say it one last time.
So, one of the things that's going on that's a surprise for the kids is the Degenerates and Trailer Park Boys and Hudson, you know that guy that drove 800 miles that told us months ago he'd meet us at the top? They're all gonna be waiting for us at tree line.
Touch the sign, guys. Rainier. See that? We made it.
Knowing that we wouldn't be able to touch a sign at the top, Hudson had made us our own sign.
It meant a lot to me that our friends waited at the tree line to celebrate with us.
We finished the Appalachian Trail!
After 2,189 miles, 14 states, 3 seasons, and 161 days, it didn't seem real that we were done.
So here's to a long ass walk and meeting some cool ass people and some fun family times today. Celebrating something that we never thought we could do, but we did it.
Yeah. I couldn't wait to fly out to Washington.
Kentucky!
Degenerates coming to you live from the top of Katahdin. We made it! What up?